Hi guys, I'm Mr. Corzine here. Sorry I can't be with you in class, but what I'd like to do is help you get started on today's lesson. Now we're going to solve linear systems by graphing, substitution, or elimination. But I got to say that's probably not a surprise to you. Those are not new things for us. What is new is when we have these puzzles or word problems that we call them, and there are no equations. The linear system has not been set up yet. And so that is now your job. You get to be the one to write the equations. Once you write the equations, you get to pick, hey, do I want to graph, do I want to substitute, or do I want to eliminate? So this problem up here with Nick and his coin collection is a classic one. You've got two clues here. There's 250 total dimes and quarters. And then the other clue is the collection is worth $39.25. If you just took one of them, 250 total dimes and quarters, well, there's all kinds of combos. You could have 249 dimes and 1/4, or 200 dimes and 50 quarters, and so on. But because it has to be this specific amount, there's only one solution that works. So, like I said, I just want to get you started, and once we finish these notes, then you'll be able to complete your homework on your own. So let's start with the first one. It's very similar to our warm-up problem. Tommy has 4 times as many quarters as dimes. If he has $7.70 total, how many of each coin does he have? In the past, you probably did problems like this, and you were probably pretty good at it, and you did guess and check. You guys are smart, and so you're pretty good at zeroing in on like a solution that might be close, and then you can just change your numbers a little bit and eventually get to the right one. We're not doing that today. We want to find out exactly what it is, not through guess and check, but by writing a linear system and solving it. So one of the first things is, Tommy has 4 times as many quarters as dimes. So if I have quarters and I have dimes, and I want to set up an equation and make those equal to each other, they're not equal yet. There's a lot more quarters, I'll label that, than there are dimes. It's less. So if I want to make the dimes equal to the quarters, I have to increase this. How much bigger do I need to make the number of dimes? Well, it does tell me there's 4 times as many quarters as dimes. So whatever the number of dimes are, let's say I had 10 dimes. That means I have 40 quarters, right? Well, in order to make them equal, that means I'll have to put this 4 times in front of D in order to make it equal to the number of quarters. Lots of times people will get this switched around, so you have to put a little thought into it. But I know that you guys can handle it. The second part is, if it makes $7.70 total, well, that's our first clue on how to get our equation started. We know that it's made up of quarters and dimes. Well, how much is every quarter? It's 25 cents. How much is there every dime? Well, it's 10 cents. And then we add that together. Because, I'm trying to help you out as much as I can and give you some clues on how to get to the answer a little quicker and easier, my recommendation is we get rid of the cents part, or we get rid of the dollars and we just make this 770 total cents. So now when I do my numbers over here, this is going to be 25 cents times times Q, and 10 cents times D. All I did is I got rid of the decimals, and then now it's a little easier to solve my problem. Here's what I'll say. I can use substitution, elimination, or graphing. In this situation, I'm probably not going to graph. I don't have graph paper. I'm not going to go to Desmos right now. That's not really how we want to practice this. But I could use substitution or elimination. Both would work, but because I have a variable already by itself, that leads me to think substitution might be the way to go. So because Q is already set up to be equal to 4D, it means I can come down here to my other equation, and anywhere I see a Q, I can replace it with 4D. So that's what I'm going to do. 25 times, instead of Q, I'm going to put in 4D, plus 10D equals 770. After that, I'm going to multiply these together. I get 100D plus 10D equals 770. And now I got 110D equals 770. I got to do just a little bit more division, divide by 110 on both sides, and pretty soon it's evident that D is equal to 7. Well, what does that mean exactly? That means for my solution, there are 7 dimes. Okay, I'm going to put my little answer box over here. Means there's 7 dimes. Okay, great. Well, if there are 7 dimes, I can go back to this other clue that we had that says there's 4 times as many quarters as dimes. So if I want to know quarters and dimes, I just take and plug in my 7 for D. So now I do 4 times 7, and I found out actually there are 28 quarters. So come over here, 28 quarters, and that's my solution. One last thing though, I want to double check that that's actually true. 7 dimes, that's 70 cents, right? 28 quarters, let's see, there's 4 quarters and $1. There's 7 of these. 7 times 4 makes 28. So it's actually $7 total. Well, 70 cents plus $7, that's $7.70. Ta-da, we got it right. So far, so good, right? Well, let's head into some of these other problems real fast. I'm going to make this super short and sweet. If you need 5 pounds of fruit in order to make a fruit salad, we've got $1.88 a pound for oranges, $1.28 $1.88 for apples and $1.28 for oranges, and you're going to spend a total of $8.50. What's that one combo that can be this much money and this amount of fruit? Well, here we go. I've got apples, and then I'm not going to use O for oranges. I'm going to use R, oranges. Number of pounds of apples plus number of pounds of oranges is going to make 5 pounds total. The other one is how much does each one cost? Well, altogether, I know it makes $8.50. And I've got $1.88 times A plus $1.28 times R. And look what I've got. I've got a linear system all set up. Now, what's left for you to do is you have to decide, am I going to use the substitution method, the elimination method, or graphing? I'm looking here at this really simple equation, and I'm probably thinking, if I just rearrange this a little bit, I can use substitution. I'll be in good shape. I'm going to leave that up to you to finish this up and see what the solution is that actually works for both of these. You have to make sure that it actually makes sense. Does it actually make $8.50 and 5 pounds when it's all said and done? You can stop the video and finish that up, check it with a partner, and then you can move on to the next one. Now, the next problem is, I think, is one of the more simple problems. You've got mother and daughter, and if you combine their ages, the sum of their ages is 74. And then they've got this statement, twice the daughter's age is 2 less than her mom's age. Well, let's try this out real quick. We got mom, we got daughter, and if we add it together, what's the sum of their ages? Well, 74. Ta-da, we have one equation. After that, well, we've got twice the daughter's age is, and that's our equal sign right there. So I'm going to write this equal sign down, and I'm going to break it into 2 parts. Twice the daughter's age, and then the 2 less than mom's age. Well, daughter's age is D, and we're going to double that. That's twice daughter's age. Then after the equal sign, we've got 2 less than mom's age. Well, 2 less than, even though it's phrased in this order, we're actually going to do M and then take 2 away. Ladies and gentlemen, all of a sudden, we have a linear system. And you get to decide, how am I going to do this? Am I going to substitute? Am I going to eliminate? My little take on this is a prime example of how you can eliminate. All you're going to do is rewrite one of these equations. I'm doing this one, move that M over here, and you'll be able to eliminate pretty easily. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. And you can solve it how you want. Check with your neighbor, make sure that it actually works, and then move on to the next problem. At this point, here's the slide for your word problems. You're going to do the day 1 worksheet. I think there's 4 or 5 problems that you got to work on. And these example problems should help you know how to set them up. If you get stuck a little bit, that's okay. If your teacher wants to let you work with a partner, that'd be great. But I'm gonna point you towards this very last one with the triangle, and I'm gonna let you figure out how to do the triangle. I'll just give you a reminder real quick. The area of a triangle is equal to the base times the height divided by 2. That would be the base down here. And the height is this portion right here. I think that's all the information that you'll need. Again, work on these for a little bit and get these done. This is not something I want you to skip over and go straight to the homework. Work with a partner if you need to, figure this out, and when you're done, get to work on the homework. All right, have a great day. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys, but I hope everything goes well. We'll see you on Monday.